Good morning, Ichigo, and welcome everyone. Bleach, episode 11. Review with your host Griever, as always. Let's get down to the brass tacks of this episode. It's the Quincy episode. We get Quincy lore. This will be relevant considering the great news. The whole reason I'm doing this entire video series, because the great news that the 1,000-Year Blood War arc will be animated, and it has to do with those goddamn Nazi-esque Quincy people. So, now, here's the thing. I want to tell you guys a little story about Uryu Ishida. Similar to the classic character of Piccolo or Vegeta. Was evil, so to speak, not even on that scale. But Uryu is in that same boat. And isn't it funny when you go back and you rewatch something and you realize, where was the excuse for that? Like, well, he had a personality change all of a sudden? Because in this episode, let's just talk about this one scene here. Because, and I want to bring up something that I think is relevant. Team 4-Star, Dragon Ball Z Abridged. Let's use Dragon Ball Z because it's a classic. And Vegeta is the classic sort of this type of character. The Renji and the Uryu of Bleach would be a Piccolo and a Vegeta. Was initially an antagonist. Possibly, I wouldn't exactly call them villains necessarily, but antagonists to the main cast, and eventually join the main cast as part of the group. Okay, so in that way, Team 4-Star brought this up excelente-wise when it comes to Vegeta and his inclusion in the Z Fighters group. In an episode in Namek, Goku shows up. Vegeta, of course, Vegeta has been sort of working with Krillin and Gohan. Not really. He's there for his own means. They just came from Earth. He was destroying everything, right? Goku shows up and says to Vegeta in the Team 4-Star Bridge, and yes, it's very sad that they will not be doing Season 4, but that's their decision, not ours. And looks at Vegeta and says, hey, Vegeta, we're friends now, right? The best. You know, and it's kind of like, it's true. It comes out of nowhere, really, when you realistically think about it. They bring it up later on, after Namek, when he's training and such, when they all get down to Earth, he's just chilling at Bulma's and stuff. And Yamcha just does the same thing. Like, the guy who's came to Earth to blow it up, murder us all, and actually killed half of our group of friends is taking a shower in the next room. Yeah, that's really neat sort of idea, right? So I bring these up as examples because they are very relevant here to Uryu's character. In the sense that, okay, he might hate Soul Reapers. We know that. So he feels very antagonistic towards Rukia and Ichigo. That's fine. And we know his reasoning, and that's fine. But what's his excuse for being an asshole to the Orihime's friend there, from her friend group, when he fixed her doll? No, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait for the comments section to give me this answer. Because he's an ass. He's a jerk. He fixes this plushie doll and says, basically, you're welcome, don't worry about it. In fact, don't even talk to me anymore. Okay, so my issue here is not with the fact that he eventually comes around to help out Ichigo and ends up being one of their friends and all that stuff. It's that right here, he's a total dick. And that personality trait, basically after this episode, I don't believe it's seen again. Maybe I'm misremembering. Maybe we see it a few more times and he warms up, or so to speak. But I don't remember a development change. I remember him being able to accept Soul Reapers, but his entire character, his antagonistic attitude is towards Soul Reapers. So what's his excuse for being a dick to this girl? And then later on, he's the calm, collected, glasses wearing, nice, like he's relatively an okay guy. We like to think that he's like anybody else. He's fine, right? He's not an ass. But is this ever brought up again? Like, because, honestly, what was the excuse for this? It stuck out in my mind. I know the whole episode goes over, we get the whole Quincy lore, and Kisuke and Tessai are there, of course, and Kisuke mentions all about the Soul Reapers and the Hollows and the difference between the Quincy, how the Quincy kill the Hollows and how the Soul Reapers kill the Hollows. It's a different thing, and the tragedies and how the two groups collided, but they went extinct. Well, so to speak, they went extinct, and the Soul Reapers kind of, let's duke it out with the fisticuffs sort of deal, right? And I get all that. I really do. But at the end of the day, this one thing stuck out to me. This one thing in this whole episode really stuck with me because I don't remember Uryu being a dick to his classmates. And then all of a sudden, I guess he's not a dick to his classmates anymore. Like, he ends up becoming friends with Soul Reapers. So, I just don't see, like, where was the transition here? He ends up being okay with Ichigo and stuff, and then afterwards, he's okay with everyone. He's not such a dick anymore. Well, there was no excuse for him to be a dick in the first place. So, I don't know. Just right off the bat, I realized maybe this is why I initially didn't really care for Uryu as a character. I don't mind Uryu Ishida from Bleach. I think he's a fine character. We needed a Quincy bow and arrow, change it up a little bit. Not everybody, like, just having a group of Soul Reapers. I know Soul Reapers are everybody's favorite, but having a Quincy, having a different powered character and stuff, adding diversity to the group is always fun. And in that way, Uryu filled that role. But I think this is why I initially disliked him. I really do. I didn't remember this scene going down this way, but I don't think it was his antagonistic attitude towards Soul Reapers, because I felt like, okay, yeah, he's antagonistic, he thinks it's justified, whatever, regardless how misguided or how much you agree with it is irrelevant. That's his thing, okay. But I don't understand his attitude, his piss poor attitude towards someone who just asked, can you help? Like, you're in the home handcrafts club. Can you fix something? Like, I don't know. I think this is what made me initially dislike him. Of course, I'll start to like him later on as he goes on this. But I will wait for the comment section to tell me if he ever acts like this towards his classmates again, or do we even actually see an interaction, even in the filler, an interaction with another classmate after this outside of the main group of superpowers? Like, do we see him talk to any of the other classmates after this? Because if we don't, then I'm going to assume he's still a dick for no good reason. Because he just is. So, anyways, that's it for this episode review. The duel is going to happen. That's the more exciting thing. We got as I said, the lore from Kisuke all about the Quincy's and how they go about things and such. And that was fine. That was cool. But that's the one thing that really stuck out to me, that I don't remember Uryu being such a dick, but maybe this is why I didn't really take to him too much, in the early stage when I first started watching Bleach, because in the back of my mind, I remembered him being an ass, and I was just like, yeah, there's no real excuse for that. So, that being said, like, comment, subscribe. We'll be back here for episode 12, which is the much more exciting episode against the Menos Grande, with Ichigo and Uryu, and that's going to be a lot of fun. So, can't wait to watch that episode. We'll see you guys back here next time. Peace out.